If I were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes today, there are 5 proven steps I would do right away to start reversing this problem and reclaiming my health. I am Jose, an exercise physiologist, and today I'm going to show you exactly what you should be doing to start reversing type 2 diabetes. No extreme diets, no magic pills, just practical, scientific, and effective strategies that actually work. Now, I'm not here to brag, but my HOMA-IR score, a test that measures insulin resistance, is 0.8. The borderline cutoff for insulin resistance is 2.4. So I am 3 times below what is considered at risk, meaning that my cells are highly insulin sensitive. My insulin and glucose numbers are fantastic, and I owe it to these 5 strategies that I'm about to share with you. So let's dive right in. Number 1, stop eating more than 10 grams of saturated fat daily. Yes, if I was diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes today, the very first thing that I would start doing is stop eating more than 10 grams of saturated fat per day. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that saturated fat directly affects your blood sugar. It doesn't. If you eat a stick of butter, your blood sugar won't go up. What I am saying is that excessive consumption of saturated fat disrupts insulin signaling at a cellular level, which is a much deeper problem. And this is what most people never get told. Saturated fat doesn't just harmlessly sit in your body. It directly interferes with your insulin's ability to do the job that it's designed to do. Insulin is a hormone that acts like a key. It unlocks your cell's doors so glucose can go into the cell and away from the bloodstream. But when saturated fat intake is consistently high, fat begins accumulating inside of your liver cells and your muscle cells, disrupting that signaling process. The key is still there. Your body is still producing insulin, but the lock becomes resistant. Then glucose has a harder time entering your cells, so it stays lingering in the bloodstream. The result, higher blood sugar levels, higher insulin levels, and worsening insulin resistance over time. A study published in Diabetes Care in 2018 showed that consuming excess saturated fat causes fat accumulation in the liver. This buildup of fat in the liver leads to insulin resistance and increased glucose production, especially in the morning when your liver is supposed to be at rest. The research is clear. Too much saturated fat harms insulin sensitivity, making it harder for you to control your blood sugar levels throughout the day. So how do we make this happen? Well, let's start by reducing or eliminating foods that are high in saturated fats. These include fatty meats like bacon, sausage, and steak, full-fat dairy like cheese, butter, and cream, and certain oils like coconut oil or palm oil. Instead, focus on eating more unsaturated fats. This clinical trial found that when people consumed meals higher in unsaturated fats, like those from olive oil, nuts, and seeds, their bodies responded more favorably to insulin and handled glucose more effectively after eating compared to when the diet was higher in saturated fats. In human metabolism research, the type of fat that you eat isn't just about calories. It directly affects how your cells respond to insulin in the minutes and hours after a meal is consumed. Unsaturated fats help maintain greater insulin sensitivity and more stable blood sugar responses. And on the other hand, saturated fats tend to blunt insulin's effectiveness. That's meaningful because insulin sensitivity determines how well glucose moves into your cells and away from the bloodstream. Now, I know that this may feel like a lot to take in, especially if you're used to certain foods or cooking styles. But the good news is that you don't have to give up everything that you love. You just have to make smarter swaps that help your body start listening to insulin again. If you want done-for-you meal plans for free that take all of this science and condense it into actual meal plans that you can eat, go ahead and comment guide below and I'll send it your way. It's completely free. Number 2, start resistance training 2 to 3 times per week. If I were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes today, the second thing that I would start doing right away is hitting every major muscle group at least twice per week, minimum. And I would make sure to prioritize lower body exercises. Now, you may be asking, why lower body? Well, because your legs and glutes contain the largest muscles in your body. And these muscles can consume a lot of glucose when activated. Resistance training doesn't just build and tone muscle and lower blood sugar levels. So here's the good news. You don't have to figure this out on your own. I have already designed the exact exercise routine I wish every person with insulin resistance would follow. It's structured specifically to improve insulin sensitivity, lower blood sugar, and activate the muscles that suck up the most glucose out of the bloodstream. I actually made 2 versions for you: a full gym-based routine and a complete at-home resistance bands option. Both are completely free. If you're serious about lowering your blood sugar numbers, go ahead and click on the video linked right here to start following the routine. And please, thank me later. I'm not kidding. Go ahead and send me an email to team@reversingt2d.com to tell me your results. The success messages that we get from people truly make my whole day. Number 3, eat 40 grams of fiber every day. If you're looking for better blood sugar numbers, fiber is your secret weapon. Period. End of story. And here's the deal. I would go ahead and aim for at least 40 grams of fiber per day. When you eat more fiber-rich foods, you slow down the absorption of glucose from the intestine into the bloodstream. You also stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the day and become more insulin sensitive. A systematic review published in the World Journal of Diabetes found that increasing dietary fiber, especially from plant-based foods, is associated with better blood sugar control and improved insulin sensitivity. Start by eating more fiber-rich whole foods. Beans and lentils, rich in fiber and protein at the same time. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice. Fruits like apples, pears, and berries, rich in soluble fiber. And vegetables, especially non-starchy vegetables and leafy greens. Cucumbers and bell peppers are a great addition to your side salads. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking, but those foods spike my blood sugar. And that's an important concern to address. Because if you step back for a moment, do you see the pattern on the foods that I just mentioned? These are not junk foods. These are the exact foods consistently associated with better metabolic health and lower rates of chronic disease in populations around the world. So how could they possibly be bad for your blood sugar? Well, they are not. What's happening is that insulin resistance is making it harder for your cells to handle glucose currently. When insulin signaling is impaired, often driven by high amounts of saturated fat consumption, low physical activity, poor sleep, and chronic stress, even healthy carbohydrates like the ones that I just mentioned can cause significant blood sugar spikes. But that's a symptom of the underlying problem, not proof that those foods are bad for you. So as insulin sensitivity improves, something remarkable happens. Those same whole complex carbohydrates that once caused sharp rises become steadier, more predictable, and far easier for your body to manage. That's why the goal isn't avoiding these foods. The goal is to restore the metabolic environment that allows your body to handle those foods correctly. And as you follow these strategies that I'm talking about in this video, you're not just managing the disease, you're actually reversing the root cause. Again, go ahead and comment guide below this video and I'll send you a meal plan to get started. Use berberine and magnesium. Berberine and magnesium are hands down 2 supplements that I would add to my daily routine if I were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes today. Berberine is a powerful supplement that's been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, lower fasting blood sugar, and reduce fat accumulation in the liver. It's one of the most researched natural compounds for prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. And magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions reactions in your body, including insulin signaling. Many people with diabetes are also magnesium deficient, and supplementing can help improve blood sugar regulation. So how do you implement them into your life? For berberine, take 600 milligrams twice per day, once in the morning and once in the evening with your meals. And for magnesium, take 275 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, usually an hour before bed. This helps both sleep and insulin sensitivity. If you are interested in taking berberine, I would highly recommend that you watch this video linked right here by a registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist on how to take berberine correctly to get the best results. And number 5, track my fasting blood sugar every day. You simply cannot improve on something that you don't measure. If I were diagnosed today, I would start tracking my fasting blood sugar every single day and my weight weekly. Why? Well, because data is power. Without tracking is easier to get frustrated and lost. But when you have data, you know exactly what's working, what's not working, and where you can make adjustments. Also, I wouldn't really focus on individual daily readings. I would focus on trends over time. You need at least 15 to 30 days of readings or data points in order to get a full picture of what's actually going on with your blood sugar levels. If you follow all the strategies in this video, it's likely that you're going to start seeing a downward trend. If you do, please reach out. I love hearing your success stories. Just like Barbara, who sent us this testimonial recently. Best supplement ever. I never leave reviews, but I am pretty shocked at the results. Thank you, Jose and Diana, for teaching us about lifestyle and berberine. My fasting levels went from 130 to 150 every morning to the low 100s. This is just after 2 months and a half of taking it. Can't wait to see the results of my next blood work. Thank you. Now, let's go ahead and put it all together. To recap, here are the 5 things that I would do to reverse my diabetes. Number 1, cut out excess saturated fats and focus on healthy fats instead. Number 2, do resistance training 2 to 3 times per week to increase muscle insulin sensitivity. Number 3, eat 40 grams of fiber per day from whole plant-based foods. Number 4, use berberine and magnesium to support insulin sensitivity and insulin function. And number 5, track fasting blood sugar daily and weight weekly to track my progress. These 5 steps, when combined with consistency and patience, will help you get back on track to reversing insulin resistance and getting lower blood sugar numbers. If you need help with meal ideas, go ahead and comment guide below this video. And if you want to take the berberine and magnesium that I take, the links will be below this video as well. If you liked this video, please go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and please share it with somebody that might need the help. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.